Okay. It's a little overdue for a update on a video that I made a while ago, wherein I let everyone know that there was a school that I applied to that I didn't get into for a PhD program. And along the way, I found out that there were a lot of applicants to this position. We all went for interviews in person. We all had to take a week off from work in order to do those interviews. And 24 people showed up, 4 were men, and 0 men made the final cut of 12, which we didn't even know there was only 12 positions when we all went there. We thought that we were all being weighed on our own merit, whether or not we should get in or out, but it was actually a competition. And so this accredited university, they decided to just go with a bunch of young women and exclude all men from that cohort that they took in for it would start in fall of 2024. And the men are doing okay. 3 of us are in different programs. The other one's kind of weighing his options, especially in the current climate of what's going on in education, because the program that we were all applying to and the similar programs that 3 of us 4 have gotten into would result in a PhD teaching what we do for our jobs now, which is we're all therapists, right? So part of the problem here in this current climate is that the accreditation standards for all of these schools specifically list that DEI is required to be taught in these schools. And as of February 28th of 2025, there is now a snitch form on the Department of Education's website. It's enddei.ed.gov. And when you go there, you find that you don't even have to take the class yourself. You don't have to be a parent of someone taking the class. You can just be a concerned citizen that just knew of DEI being taught in a school that's receiving federal funding, right? And so you can report. And I call it the snitch form for bigots who are shocked and appalled that we're teaching that bigotry exists in America. And so there's that. And so the PhD that I will end up with could be very dangerous for me to use if I was counting on that for my income, because I could get fired and my whole institution could get shut down if DEI is so under attack, right? So that one of the 4 has gotten cold feet about even pursuing higher education, I understand, because some of my colleagues now who are in the program that I'm in, they're now thinking, do I really want to finish this out? Because I could be paying all this money for this degree that is not going to have a place in this world for a while until the current administration is over and any future iterations of it are over, which you don't know that the pendulum's going to swing, in 4 years. It could be 8, it could be 12. This has happened where the prevailing powers that be keep certain education programs, down under their thumb. And, just looking at the history of these pendulum swings, we're starting out at the very beginning of one. And so the last thing that's happened to me that's an update to that video, where I said, we got together and did a Title IX complaint because it was obvious that they had male candidates for those 12 positions, and a straight ratio of who applied to who gets it would have been like 2 out of the 12 would have been male, right? Just doing simple ratio there, but 0 men. And I'm going to say of those that we know got positions, at least 9 of those 12 young white women. And we figured that it was because they wanted to impress upon them that you should stay educators rather than work in private practice where you're going to make a lot of money. And it's easier to trick young white women into a career of servitude and a lifetime of poverty than it is anyone who's actually had real world experience in the field and knows how to make money. Because the people that made these decisions that to decline all 4 of the men make more money than they do now in their tenured positions in the university. So and I do so working part-time. Yeah, so the money isn't worth it, and so you got to catch people before they have a taste of what money is. And so that all being said, we have an idea of why it happened this way, and it might not have been just sexism. They could have had that other mentality of we want to create professors, not people with PhDs who don't go on to teach in tenured positions, right? And so they figured that women were easier to lead into that when we catch them right out of their bachelor's or master's programs. They don't ever work in the field first and get an idea for, how to make money. So, yeah. This past week, President Trump signs an executive order that basically starts the dismantling of the Department of Education. And guess who has to preside over Title IX complaints? And guess who does all the work for the investigating for these complaints? Now, I can look up my Title IX complaint, and it is still listed as something that is under active investigation. But by who? Who knows? Because they could have been fired. I have shot off an email that's asking, like, hey, what happens to Title IX complaints if the Department of Education goes away? Does it get forwarded to the Department of Justice? And I don't know. So by dismantling the investigative office that handles my Title IX case, I think Donald Trump just stalled it to the point where it won't matter. If schools can't teach what he doesn't want people to know, and people aren't going to those programs until the coast is clear and all the bigots are out of office, then it could just not matter at all. They could shut down the program for lack of people going into it or lack of people wanting to finish. They could just consider it completely tabled because no one's there to investigate it for the next however many years until another regime comes in and does something about all of the active Title IX investigations that are on the plate right now. So I'm probably not going to get an answer to my Title IX complaint by the time I have finished a PhD program at a different accredited university. That's, it doesn't actually offer a lot of opportunity to repair the harm that happens when someone violates violates Title IX and discriminates on those whatever cases are there. Like, if they don't come to fruition, then people just have to deal with the fact that they had their civil rights violated. But yeah, that's the update. That's where I'm at.